Climbing up where dreams come true, Sandakphu and Phalut with a breathtaking view. Welcome to Singalila Secrets. Let's explore the beauty of these Himalayan treasures together. In this video, I'll uncover every detail of the Sandakphu and Phalut journey, revealing all the charms of Singalila. From start to finish, this vlog covers the trip in full detail. Watch the entire video for a complete understanding. Sandakphu is the highest peak in West Bengal, standing at an altitude of 11,941 feet. Sandakphu offers panoramic views of four of the world's tallest mountains like Everest, Kanchenjunga, Lhotse and Makalu, depending on the weather condition. It is a popular trekking destination with a chance to spot the rare red panda. Phalut is located slightly south of Sandakphu and is the second highest peak in West Bengal, reaching a height of 11,811 feet. Phalut provides a quieter retreat with equally breathtaking views. It is less crowded and more challenging to reach. Sandakphu and Phalut are located in the eastern Himalayas and are a part of the Singalila range, which forms a natural border between India and Nepal. Both of these mountains are ideal for visitors seeking solitude and serene sunrises and sunsets against the Himalayan backdrop. During spring, these mountains are covered with colorful rhododendron flowers in shades of red, pink, white and so on, enhancing their beauty and attracting many visitors. Let's start with the topics that I'll be covering. Firstly, there are three ways to reach there: by flight, train and bus. For flights, the nearest airport is Bagdogra. For trains, the nearest stations are New Jalpaiguri or NJP and Shiliguri. And for buses, the nearest stoppage is Shiliguri. I started my journey from Kolkata. I booked a sleeper bus from Shamali Poribohon, which took around 13 hours to reach. The bus departed around 7:30 in the evening and arrived around 8:30 the next morning. The condition of the bus was neat, clean and well maintained. The bus halted 3 times for dinner and snacks, and it arrived earlier than scheduled in the morning. In Shiliguri, the bus dropped us at Tenzing Norgay bus stop and we proceeded to our destination via a cab which we had booked earlier. While planning a trip, the first thing we check is the best time to visit. For Sandakphu or Phalut, the best time to visit depends entirely on what you want to experience. If you want to enjoy the snow, you should visit in winter from November to February. If you prefer a clear sky adorned with rhododendron flowers, then April or May would be ideal. However, clear skies depend on weather conditions. But please avoid visiting during the monsoon season, as heavy rain can make the roads very difficult to travel on. For Sandakphu, our first destination was Manibhanjan. It takes around 3 hours to reach Manibhanjan from Shiliguri. We booked our cab in advance, which took us to Manibhanjan. Shared cabs are also available from Shiliguri or Ghum to Sukhia Pokri, and from Sukhia Pokri you can find cabs to Manibhanjan. It takes around 2.5 hours from Shiliguri to reach Sukhia Pokri, and from Sukhia Pokri it takes around half an hour to reach Manibhanjan. However, it's better to book private cabs in advance as there is no guarantee of getting shared cabs on time. From Shiliguri, there are two routes to Manibhanjan, one via Karshiang and Lepcha and the other via Mirik. If you start early and have time, you can plan to visit either Lepcha or Mirik before reaching Manibhanjan. We visited Lepcha on our way to Manibhanjan and Mirik on our return journey. Lepcha is a wonderful place surrounded by pine trees. We spent an hour in Lepcha before reaching Manibhanjan. It is located on the way between Shiliguri and Manibhanjan. It takes around 2.5 hours to reach Lepcha from Shiliguri and around half an hour to reach Manibhanjan from Lepcha. After arriving at Manibhanjan, we went to the booking counter to hire cars. There are two ways to travel around Sandakphu. You can either trek or go by car. We chose to travel by car. Private cars cannot go beyond this point. You can choose between two types of cars, Land Rovers or Boleros. Riding in a Land Rover provides a very vintage and classic experience. However, the road conditions are very poor, so I recommend choosing a Bolero instead. It is covered and will be less bumpy, protecting you from the unpredictable weather. For booking the car, you need to book specifically through the Singalila Land Rover Owners Welfare Association. It is located right in the market beside Hotel Pradhan. These are the rates for each car. We stayed at Rook Homestay, located right beside the market, around a 3 to 4 minute walk away. We opted for a room on the top floor with a terrace that offered breathtaking views of the mountains. The hospitality was incredibly warm and friendly. They served us delicious meals and we had a great time playing with their pets. This is one of the best homestays in Manibhanjan. The next morning we left for Sandakphu. The Bolero came to pick us up from our homestay. We had to stop at a checkpoint to enter Singalila National Park. They charge 400 rupees for each car and 120 rupees for each person. Our first stop was Chitre, which is around 3 kilometers from Manibhanjan. Chitre is a small, charming village and my favorite stop. Chitre holds a special place in my heart. The moment I arrived, I felt a deep sense of calm and profound peace within me. It's a perfect place to breathe fresh air. Chitre is known for its picturesque and serene environment with stunning mountain views. It is a peaceful spot for trekkers to relax and admire the natural beauty before continuing their journey to Sandakphu. There's also a monastery you can visit if you have time. There are a few guest houses and homestays for tourists, making it a great off-beat place to stay and immerse in the nature. The next stop was Tonglu, which is an important roadside halt along the way. It is a peaceful village in the mountains and another resting point for trekkers. a perfect spot to take a break and enjoy the beautiful natural surroundings. Tonglu also has a few guest houses and homestays for tourists. Tongling is another significant stop on the way to Sandakphu. It is a small village and a roadside hall just like Tonglu. It is a perfect place for tourists to rest and recharge themselves during the journey. Tongling offers panoramic views of the mountains, making it an ideal spot to take a break, relax and enjoy the serene mountain scenery before continuing the journey towards Sandakphu. Tongling also has several guest houses and homestays for tourists. The next stop was Goilibash, where photography was not allowed. We enjoyed delicious thukpa there. This place lies on the border between India and Nepal with its roads connecting both countries. The next stop was Kalipokri, which is a small village in the Singalila National Park. It is known for its serene atmosphere and picturesque surroundings, offering travelers a peaceful retreat. The village is named after this pond with dark waters. The word Kala means dark and Pokri means pond in Nepali. This pond is considered to be extremely sacred by the locals. Kalipokri is also famous for its diverse plants and animals, making it a great place for nature lovers. The other side of the place was also panoramic and mesmerizing. You can see stunning views of mountains and enjoy the calmness of this unique place. The road condition worsens significantly after Kalipokri. It turns extremely rough, bumpy and difficult to drive on, which slows down the journey and makes it more challenging. Finally, we reached Sandakphu after a journey of approximately 31 kilometers from Manibhanjan, which took us around 3.5 hours due to the road conditions. First, we went to the sunset point where we witnessed a mesmerizing scene. The sky turned into a canvas of red, orange and gold blending with the blue. The mountains looked majestic against this vibrant backdrop. As the sunlight went down, the temperature began to drop. After the sunset, we went to the hotel. We booked our rooms at Sunrise Hotel. We chose this hotel for our stay as this is the only hotel in Sandakphu where you can enjoy the sunrise right from its terrace. This terrace serves as the exclusive viewpoint, a feature not available in other hotels. A husky welcomed us at the hotel. The food quality and rooms were average, but despite this, we were grateful that we found a place to stay. In this area, rooms are not easily available, so prior booking is necessary. Sandakphu lacks network connectivity due to Nepal's network coverage. The temperature dropped to 3 degrees at night. The next morning, we woke up and went to the terrace around 5. The sunrise and the mountain view depend entirely on the weather conditions. The day was cloudy, so we couldn't see the Himalayan view, but we still experienced a beautiful sunrise. Watching the sunrise was amazing. The sky changed colors from pink and orange to bright blue. The air felt crisp and fresh, and the silence was incredibly soothing. We left for Falud around 9. The road was increasingly bumpy and extremely rough, much more than the route to Sandakphu. It was a real challenge to reach Falud. The road to Falud was an adventure through the mountains. There were lots and lots of twists and turns, but it offered stunning views of wide meadows. The road was lined with mesmerizing rhododendron flowers all along the way. The air was fresh and cool, filled with the soothing sounds of nature. The distance was around 21 kilometers. After a challenging 3-hour journey covering just 21 kilometers, we finally arrived at Falud. There was a GPA trekker's hut where travelers could rest. Falud immersed us in the beauty of the nature, with expansive meadows adorned with colorful flowers and diverse wildlife. The hectic and tiring journey was rewarded with a panoramic mountain view filled with colorful flowers all around. As it is said, it's the journey that makes the trip memorable. The beauty of the scenic route was so captivating that it resembled a scene from a handcrafted painting. We returned to Manibhanjan at night to stay. The next morning on our way back, we visited Mirik. Mirik is a beautiful town in the hills of Darjeeling. It is famous for this peaceful lake called Sumendu. It is a man-made lake surrounded by gardens and pine trees. The lake offers boating facilities for visitors to paddle around and enjoy the peaceful scenery. At one end of the lake, there's a bridge where you can walk and admire panoramic views of the water and the mountains beyond. Mirik is also famous for its tea gardens. Exploring Sandakphu and Falud has been an incredible journey. From mesmerizing sunrises to rugged mountain trails, these places have shown us the true beauty of nature. Remember to cherish every moment of your own adventures. Until next time, continue your wanderings on a remarkable journey across new coordinates.